जाणून घ्या आपले संविधान. मागास, शोषित, वंचित वर्गांच्या उन्नतीसाठी ज्यांनी अभूतपूर्व क्रांती लढा उभा केला व संविधानाच्या निर्मितीतून समता, बंधुता, स्वातंत्र्य व सामाजिक न्याय या मूल्यांच्या पायावर नवभारताचा पाया घातला. ते महामानव, समाजसुधारक, मानवमुक्तीचे प्रणेते व संविधानाचे शिल्पकार महामानव डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर यांना सर्वप्रथम मी अभिवादन करतो. Do you know which is supreme law of our India? Yes, you are right. Our Constitution. It is longest written constitution in world. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was architect of a constitution. It came into existence on 26 January 1950. This day is celebrated as Republic Day. Our constitution starts with preamble. It states, "We the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic, justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thoughts, expressions, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity to promote among them all, fraternity to assuring the dignity of individual and unity and integrity of nation." In our Constituent Assembly, this 26 days of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give us this Constitution. At the time of commencement, our Constitution consists 395 articles in 22 parts and 8 schedules. Now there are 448 articles in 25 parts and 12 schedules. So far, 100 amendments have been made in our Constitution. Part 1 deals with Article 1 to 4. Article 1 deals with name and territory of Union. Article 2 admission and establishment of new state. Article 3 alteration of new state and areas boundaries of existing state. Article 4 laws made under Article 2 and 3 to provide for the amendment of first and fourth schedule, supplemental, incidental and consequential matter. Now I will inform you Part 2 of the Indian Constitution. Part 2 deals with Article 5 to 11. Article 5 grants citizenship at the commencement of the Constitution. Dear friends, are you aware of the term citizenship? Yes, it is a position or status of being citizen of a particular country. New Citizenship Act was passed by the Parliament of India on 11 December 2019, but received lot of protest by the people across India. Article 6 deals with right of citizenship of certain person who has migrated to India from Pakistan. Article 7 right of citizenship of certain migrants to Pakistan. Article 8 right of citizenship of certain migrants of Indian origin residing outside India. Article 9 persons voluntarily to acquiring by the citizenship of foreign state not to be a citizen. Article 10 continuance and enforcement of fundamental rights. Article 11 Parliament to regulate the right by law. Now I will throw a light on Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. It is one of the important part where people know which rights they have. Part 3 deals with Article 12 to 35. Article 12 definition. Article 13 laws and consisting with or in derogation of fundamental right. Article 14 equality before law. Article 15 say no discrimination on the basis of race, caste, gender or religion or place of birth. Article 16 equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. Article 17 abolition of untouchability. Article 18 abolition of title. Right to freedom. Article 19 to 22. Article 19 guarantees to all the citizenship the six rights. A. Freedom of speech and expression. B. Right to assemble peacefully and without arms. C. Right to form association or union. D. Right to move freely throughout the territory of India. E. Right to reside or settle in any part of the territory of India. F. Right to practice any profession or to carry any occupation, trade or business. Article 20. Protection in matter of conviction for offences. Article 21. Protection of life and personal liberty. Article 21A. Right to education. Article 22. Protection in defense of certain cases. Article 23. Prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. Article 24. Prohibition of employment of children in factories and mines under age of 18. Article 29. Freedom of conscience and free professional practice, propagation of religion. Article 26. Freedom has to manage taxes for any religious affairs. Article 27. Freedom has to pay taxes of any particular promotion of any particular religion. Article 28. free from attending religious instruction. Article 29. Protection in interest of minorities. Article 30. Right of minorities to establish an administration educational institution. Article 31. Compulsory and acquisition of estate. Article 31A. Saving of laws in acquisition of estates. Article 31B. Validation of certain acts and regulation of certain cases. Article 31C. Saving of laws giving effect to certain directive principles. Article 31D. Saving of laws in respect of anti-national activities. Article 32. Remedies for enforcement of fundamental rights. Article 32A. Constitutional validity in state law not to be considered under Article 32. Article 33. Power of Parliament to modify right conferred by SAR in their application to forces. Article 34. Restriction to rights conferred by this while martial law is in force in any area. Article 35. Legislation to give effect to the provisions of this part. Thank you.